My cat is meowing his head off in the background. I don't know why. He's just like... Anyway, let me put this back real quick. My cat really wants to be the center of attention today, I guess. So anyway, I got my drugstore eyeshadow palettes to share today, and I dropped one back there. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, hey cat. He's just being so needy today. So I'm going to share my drugstore eyeshadow palettes. What a weird way to start a video, right? I was going to do highlights, but I don't know. They just wasn't really feeling the video I was doing. So let's talk about the drugstore eyeshadows. There are some really good eyeshadows at the drugstore. I just absolutely love a lot of the things they have. I'm not going to do all of them. Like, I'm not showing trios or like smaller little quads or singles or anything. I'll do those in a separate video, but for now I have a good assortment of some good eyeshadows. I think I would recommend these to anybody. First up, I have 4 of the Milani Everyday Eyes palettes. This is the metallic one that came out fairly recently. I love this one. I think there is a little fallout with a couple of these shades, but you know, it's nothing that you can't work with. I absolutely love this. This is such a great one. I definitely don't regret buying that one. And then I also got this one in 02, Bare Necessities. This is one I did not need. I don't need any of these things, but I just really wanted it. And do I regret it? Absolutely not. And then I have 2 more of the Everyday Eyes. This one's called Earthy Elements. This is one of my absolute favorites. This one I use very regularly. And then this is the other one that came out with the metallic one. This one is the matte palette. And I did not need this either, but I don't regret it for a second. These are really good mattes. If you're looking for a great little palette that has some, like, just some of the best shadows I've used, and I don't have a lot of stuff from Milani, and these palettes were just such a great little gem. I'm so glad I got those. Next up is from number 7. This was a limited edition palette, but they do have other things like this that they have in their permanent line now. They have one that looks like this and one that's a smoky palette. This is the one that's called Nude. This came out last year or the year before. I feel like it was last year for holiday. Number 7 makes some really good eyeshadows. They're super soft, easy to use, easy to blend, everyday friendly, just like no fuss. They're not gonna, you know, be all patchy or anything. Really underrated brand as far as their makeup goes. This is a really old palette that I have from Wet n Wild called Boardwalk Boozing. I am just, this video is a mess so far. I think this is only okay. I keep this around for that shade right there. The rest of these are okay. That green one is kind of nice, but this one right here is just awesome. And I keep the whole palette just for that, because all the other ones don't have the best pigmentation. They take a lot of building up, but I can't seem to let go of it. This is actually a blush palette from Maybelline. I get a lot of use out of this. I really like this one. That one right there, I don't even think I've touched it because it just seems really, really deep. But these 2 here are really good, and the highlight is surprisingly good too. I have 2 from CoverGirl. They're True Naked palettes. I don't like this one at all. This is the Jewels one. The amount of work that goes into getting these to work on your eyes is just too much. Like, it takes way too much to get these to work. The blending is awful. The fallout is way over the top. I do not enjoy this palette at all. Definitely a regret. I do have the Goldens one though, and this one I actually enjoy a lot. And I don't know if it's just because the colors, I know like blue and stuff is kind of hard for a lot of companies to make, but these ones are so good. They blend so well. They have a lot of fallout. They kick up a lot in the pans, but for some reason I find this one to be worth the trouble, and that colorful one, not worth the trouble. This is from NYX. This is the Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette. I actually haven't even used this yet. I bought this about a week ago, maybe. And so far I just open it and I look at it, but I have not used it yet. Next up is a Rimmel Magnifies eyeshadow palette in the shade London Nudes Calling. I really like these eyeshadows. I feel like maybe 4 of them could be kind of taken out and the palette could be a little smaller and still be just as good. But I really, really like these shadows. Definitely another underrated brand as far as the eyeshadows go. This is another thing from NYX. This was actually the birthday thing that Ulta is giving away right now. It was free at Ulta. If it's your birthday month or whatever, they send you like a little coupon. Go get it. This is so freaking good. It's perfect fall colors right now. And I absolutely love this. It's so good. For a free palette, like, this was totally awesome. Absolutely amazing. I have this little one from Soap and Glory. I know they released this last year for holiday as well, but I just got it this year. I love this. No one is releasing cool toned eyeshadow palettes right now. They're all orange, pinks, purples, warm, fall, earthy stuff. So to see this come out was just awesome. And I really like Soap and Glory's eyeshadows. Well, these ones I like. I haven't tried the other palette that they have, but these are awesome. I love this little palette. Next up is the Maybelline Midnight in the Park Eye and Face palette. I did a video on this little palette here. These are good eyeshadows. The highlights I'm not a fan of. I've been trying to work with them and I just can't figure out what to do with them. But the eyeshadows are really good if you like the little City Mini palettes. Let's talk about those right now anyway. This is one of the City Mini palettes in the shade Matte About Town. And then I also have this one called Downtown Sunrise. These are really awesome. If you like these shadows, you'll like that face palette, or you'll like the eyeshadow portion anyway. I really like these a lot. Next up is from Sonia Kashuk, and it's the Pretty Cheeky Face Palette. I got this a long time ago when it first came out, and then like 6 months later, everyone's talking about it. Very weird, but I like this a lot. I think all three of these are really good. This is really shiny, so I'm trying not to blind you. All three of these are really good highlight, good bronzer, good blush. I think it's only the one shade though, which is always disappointing when it's one shade range. But if this fits your skin tone, try it out. It's really good. And the last thing I want to talk about is a bunch of singles. It's a palette, but it's a palette full of drugstore singles that I depotted. So all of these on the bottom row are the Maybelline Expertwear shadows. I love these. That one is a CoverGirl. I want to say it's called Taupe something. Tapestry Taupe. Really like that. There's a few shadows there from one of the Wet n Wild, the Comfort Zone palette. I only like a few of those. I don't like all the shades in there. A couple from Circa that I got at Walgreens, and then those are not drugstore there, but those are all the Expertwear shadows are so good. And that's it. Those are the drugstore palettes that I have. I will do a separate one on all the little trios and stuff because I have a ton of those. But yeah, for now, that's the pile of palettes I have. Sorry about the crazy start to this video, but that's real life sometimes, you know? Life with a cat. Anyway, I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.